It's good to be with you on this Thursday, and I trust you're having a good week and the beginning of the summer time. I trust that you've got a real sense of anticipation of what God is going to do. We're thankful for the closeout of our different academic years, and we're now looking forward to a great opportunity for direct ministry to reach our community. In Nehemiah chapter 9, we hear the tremendous prayer of the leadership of Israel. Nehemiah had an enormous impact upon them as he had come in and believed God and had prayed, and the wall was built, and the testimony of the Lord was restored. And as the group of leaders gave the history of Israel and all that God did, that we read in verse 20 of chapter 9, "Thou gavest them also thy good spirit to instruct them, and withheldest not thy manna from their mouth, and gavest them water for their thirst. Yea, 40 years didst thou sustain them in the wilderness, so that they lacked nothing." That was when the Israelites were in the wilderness because of their unbelief. And yet, look how good God was to them. God was good to them, and he was instructing the new generation that were younger than 20 at the time when the spies said no to the will of God, and God sent them into the wilderness. They were nearly 20 at that time and younger. That generation, God began to show them how good he was. He did it by giving his spirit. The very presence of God was there, even out in the wilderness, and God began to work in their hearts. He never failed one day, 6 days out of the week there, to bring manna. Whenever they needed water, they had water. Their clothes did not get old for 38 years. Can you imagine that? And God perfectly provided for them, for that one any way for them to get garments out there in the wilderness. Their feet did not swell. God took care of them. My friends, our God is faithful. And we need to realize during the difficult times of our life, where we may even be having to learn hard lessons and God is working through trials in our lives, we can always count on the fact that God's Spirit in this age is in us. He will instruct us. He will open up his word. He will use everything to develop our lives. Plus, he will cause the blessings to come even in the midst of hard times, so that we see his hand here, we see it there, and we know that he is real. He will never let us down. What a joy it is to know our God, and to know that even in times where we have to be dealt with by the Lord, we can count on him to be good to us. So never be discouraged. God never pushes you out. He never pushes you aside. And in this dispensation, there's always the grace to be able to go forward. He will take care of us from the littlest things to the biggest things. Above all, his Spirit will be with us. And so let's be encouraged. Today, God will take care of you.